Today's video is top secret. We're going to be taking you through our entire buying process for Christmas.
It's a lot of Christmas.
Today we're sharing something we have never shared before, and that's how we choose 26 different Christmas themes for our Christmas season.
Because Christmas for us doesn't start in December, it starts a whole year in advance.
And the question of today's video is, how do you decide once you know the theme of your tree, or do you start with a ribbon? Do you start with an ornament? What is it? What inspirational piece or point do you start with to decide where you're going with your Christmas this year? Don't forget, smash
that subscribe button.
There we go. Mom and I are going to take you behind the scenes of how Christmas at Amber Marie and Company comes all together.
Let's get started.
Every year, our Christmas buying experience starts with going to market. So we go to markets and we start looking for the trends, which if you just watched our latest video, you'll see what Christmas trends we noticed at market. And market is basically a big wholesale shopping experience for small businesses like Mom and I to go and select the best Christmas products and curate our collection. So that's where this journey starts. We make a trip to market first and foremost.
That's right. We spend about 2 weeks at market shopping and shopping and shopping for Christmas. Then we come home and spend another 2-3 weeks getting it all ready, figuring it all out, deciding so many decisions.
Oh, lots of decisions. And we're going to tell you about those decisions today. That's part of the process. The first thing is an open to buy.
And I have to watch her open to buy.
So if you don't know what an open to buy is, open to buy basically is us looking at what our sales have been, sales forecast, and then figuring out a budget of how much we can spend in Christmas. And that's really a challenge, isn't it?
It is. It's a big, big challenge because we've got to stay on budget and we've got to watch what we spend.
Yeah, we have a hard time doing that because it's not done until
it's overdone.
That's right. So that happens with our accountant too.
That's not cheap.
No, that's not cheap. That's right. We do actually try to stick to a budget. We have an idea. We have it on pen and paper, and sometimes we get really close. Mom says maybe.
Sometimes.
Then after market comes all of the orders. We start combing through hundreds and hundreds of pages and thousands of products.
I have to say this has already been edited once.
That's true.
And now it's time to edit again because this is a lot.
Sometimes we'll see the same item in 2 or 3 different showrooms. We'll go ahead and purchase it at the 3 different showrooms because then when we come back,
we've got to price compare. We have to make sure that we're getting the best price for the product for our customers.
That's right, and that takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. That is one thing that we are very committed to, is that we want the best price possible out there for whatever theme or whatever ornament or whatever tree that we are going to be showcasing that year. After going through these orders, we start printing individual pictures. Print the individual pictures because we're going to start dividing them up for each theme.
That takes a lot of paper, doesn't it?
That's true, but I will have you know we recycle the paper, but it is a small tree, that is for sure. All right, so hold on a second. Let's rewind. Before we actually get into how we select what items for our themes, we need to tell you how we actually select the themes. So we start by going to market and getting visually inspired. Now, sometimes when we go to market, we already kind of have a plan of what we want to do. And then while we're at market, we actually see if those plans and those ideas and inspirations kind of bloom or blossom.
Because we might go in someplace and see something that we're going, oh my gosh, I'm in love with that. We've got to do that. So then we come home and we use our experience. We look at what we saw visually and then we look at the data. What are the customers buying? Where is the trend? We study that and we use our intuition, our experience, and our
data. We look at the top selling trend reports from our biggest vendors and we see what's out there. What are people, what are consumers, what are other shop owners looking at, and what do they see as the trends? Because here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we're based out of, we don't want to just do what's popular in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We want to bring what's popular in the whole country or in the whole world to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're really big on that. So it's not just based on what we like or what a local trend is. We look at national trends and we bring those national trends to Amber Jere and Company.
That's one of our strong suits. I think that we are very in tune with the national trends. We study it, we watch it, and we bring that big city look to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That's right, because Tulsa's kind of a big city, small town, isn't it?
It is, but it's a great place.
And we like it that way. We've decided our themes. Mom and I take a lot of time not only deciding the themes and the colors after we study all the trends, but then naming the themes too.
Oh my goodness, that's the hard part.
We do.
We have the hardest time naming those themes because we think maybe we used that frosty thing before.
Have we already used that theme? That's true. So we try not to recycle theme names, but we do name each theme. And then once we get each theme named, each theme has a vision board. That's our insider secret. It's how we come up with those vision boards. So each theme has a vision board and we start there. We start taking all of the pictures of all the orders, that big stack, that big bundle of pictures, and we start dividing that into themes. So we'll just literally sit there just like we've done here on this table. We'll put the 26 different themes on the table and we'll just start saying, okay, this is gonna go with this theme, this is gonna go with this theme. And then we get all of those products, as many of them as we can, divided out into the themes. Then once we get the products divided into the themes, we have to start making the edits.
After we decide our themes and we divide it all up, we divide it again. We divide it into a pile that says cancel. Well, we don't think we really need that, so we usually put an X through it and cancel it. Then we have a pile we call recycle. It's something we really like, but maybe we won't use it for this theme. We're going to put it away and bring it back for another theme. We also divide it again into figurines, into picks and stems, and into ornaments. Each theme we make a pile. That's a way of starting out.
It's our assortment planning. So this is basically the assortment planning for our theme of what different figurines, what different types of ornaments. Even in the ornament pile, there's a like ball and bauble, and then there's also like a fun shape ornament because we don't want it just to all be the same.
We really take a lot of time with our ornaments deciding how the sparkle is going to be, what the texture will be for that tree, because that's all really very important.
And then we have these pictures. So we start also in our theme. When we're deciding our themes, we always have a kind of a hero image or a photo of something that we liked. But we don't just stick with this photo. This is just an inspirational photo that kind of says, you know, I liked the look of that. I may not want to do that. You know, everything that we do as designer, it's a curated collection at Amber Jere and Company. We don't just walk into the showroom and say, I want that tree just like that.
No, we go to lots of showrooms and pick lots of different ornaments. That's what makes your tree interesting, is if you curate it yourself, you look at it and you love it, and you want to put that in the tree.
So there's different elements from different showrooms that we want to stick in there, but we do start with at least a photo for inspiration. So this is an inspirational tree that we saw at market, thought it was beautiful, we loved the colors, we loved a lot of things about it, but it's not 100% the tree that we want. We want to curate a collection around it.
That's the fun part.
That is the fun part. So sometimes a collection will start with the ribbon. We might find ribbon that we love and work everything around it. Sometimes it's a figurine, sometimes it's a look, sometimes it's just a color. Some years Mom and I will say, okay, we want to do a blue tree, we want to do a pink tree, we want to do a red tree. So with those colors in mind, we go to market and we think, all right, this could be our red themed tree. That one, oh, did you see this tree? This one would be a great pink theme, etc.
Sometimes our inspiration starts with ribbon. We looked at this tree, we liked the colors, and we decided to find what ribbon we would like. So here we start with this really pretty ribbon, and we both just love this, and then we thought, what goes with it? Well, it's got a little dark in it, so this is gonna go with it really pretty. It has some pretty green, look at this green with it. And then you're gonna have a really great accent. Look how pretty that looks. Then you've got to have some other sizes. Something that says, hey, here I am, look at me. Look at this, how that all ties in together. All of this ribbon goes together to make a story, a tree story, and that can be the inspiration. And then we start looking for ornaments that might match it. Stems, what could we use in this tree? What color of stem, what color of flowers or picks, and what color of ornaments, and maybe we could find some cute figurines that would go in this tree with these colors on it.
And we also look at what we already have existing. So we kind of had something very similar to this color this last year, and we have some ornaments existing in our inventory. Even the pros recycle and reuse. So existing themes, we take elements of those and we just turn it into something new.
Because it's going to look different with this ribbon. This isn't what we used last year, but we have maybe an ornament with that color or some ornaments with pearls that'll fit right in. And so it's going to look totally different than it did last year.
And it's going to be gorgeous.
Now it's time to build our vision board. We take a big foam board, we get our picture that we have that's our inspiration, and we write down on top of it the name. Maybe this is Christmas Splendor or Christmas Wonderland, whatever we've named it. And we start with that. You have a big paper clip. You want to clip it?
We use lots of these big binder clips. So we'll clip it up here at the top so we know that's our theme.
And then okay, I'm going to clip our ribbon up there so we have an idea of what we're using and how the colors we have.
And then next we'll start by taking the elements and we'll start posting them to our board. So you can see that's maybe a figurine element. We've got a Santa element. This is all about kind of a old world look, but also bringing in some really pretty colors of some kind of a pink, raspberry, mauve, a little bit of an orange copper color, and also some really pretty blue. So we're gonna add all of those elements to our board, and kind of like a collage is what it's gonna look like.
Yes, because we cut these out and paste them on this board, and we've got a lot to put on the board.
Oh, we do. It is a true collage.
Oh, it is. And it's a challenge to get all these little guys on here.
Nobody knows at the store what we're doing. Only Mom and I know.
Well, maybe.
And so the only way we can actually tell them and give them the vision is the vision board. And when we take the vision board, they can see the concept, they see the theme, and then as products start arriving to the stores, they know where those themes need to go inside the store. So we start laying out all of our pictures here and all of our products just to kind of have everything come together. So you can see here's the inspiration pick, and everything kind of flows down from that. And we try to make sure on our product mix that we have some interesting picks, that we have different textures, that we have different colors, and that everything is going to tie in together to complete this theme.
So before we even leave for market, we have to make a roadmap, right?
Yes.
So what we do is we take this little spiral and we draw the store, and we draw where we're going to put each tree.
So before we even select the themes, we have to figure out how many we can actually fit.
It's a lot of moving parts.
It is a lot of moving parts, and sometimes it really will change, and we could say this whole side of the store is going to look like this, and then we'll flip it right before we start getting Christmas out. You never know. Another huge part of our assortment planning as we're trying to figure out how many ornaments, how many picks, how many figurines, is asking key questions about each one of them.
We ask some of these questions like, is this timeless? Does it excite the customers? Does it fit the space? Is it going to tell a story? And do we have enough space to put it in?
That's right. Most of the time we have at least one focal piece in each of our collections that we kind of call the trophy element. And that is the one big piece that when customers come in,
it's a wow.
Yeah, they're going to be wowed. But, you know, it's a big piece. So generally every customer is wowed, but it's also a lot of times the most expensive piece.
Yeah, it is.
So people will be coming in and see all this Christmas splendor, and then they'll walk up and they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. How much is it? Well, it's of course the most expensive part of the piece because it's gorgeous. So that is part of the assortment planning too, is what's the trophy piece that's going to give the customer the wow.
That's right. They're going to love it and get excited about it because that's what we did. We saw it, got excited, and we said, we've got to have it.
That's exactly right. And so when Mom's talking about like timeless pieces, what are things that they're going to be able to build on year after year?
That's correct, because I've been doing this a long time in my house, and I have pieces that I started with, and I just build on them every year. And now that I look back, I think, why didn't I buy that big piece? I would still have it today if I would have bought it.
That's true. And there's some garlands, I have to admit, that this last year we tossed out because I think she's had them for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. So don't worry, y'all. We do it too. We recycle those things. But you know, when you're buying quality product, they're going to last. And maybe we didn't use it every single year, but we would bring it out when it fit what we were trying to do that year at home. So we recycle our products too in our homes as well. But that's why when you buy timeless pieces and add nice items to your collection, you can do that and you can recycle them in different ways. When selecting our whole collection and we look at what kind of tree we're going to use, we want a tree that's really going to just fit the style of what we're looking.
Right.
And the style of this tree is kind of a little bit of a French chateau kind of style. So we want it to look very old-fashioned. We're going to have lots of heavier ornaments because a lot of these are glass balls. So we want a tree that's going to have really substantial branches as well. But we're also going to bring in some of this kind of a pretty crystally blue. So if we had a light color tree, that would work. And even if we have a dark colored tree, we're going to use and supplement a lot of picks and florals to kind of lighten that tree up just a little bit. So selecting the tree, the color of lights, we're going to go with white lights. So you could add some beautiful cascade lights to this tree, which would be gorgeous. You could add some really pretty orange lights or like a really pretty soft rose or soft pink colored light to this tree, and it would also look phenomenal. And I think adding those lights, I mean, just adds that pop. But we're going to be adding candle lights to this tree.
When you're deciding on your theme and your color wave, you're not just doing your tree, you're doing the whole room. You've got a mantle to do, maybe a staircase, some kind of an arrangement on your coffee table. It's the whole room. So you have to think, I can use this ribbon maybe in the tree, and then I could use maybe just these two on the mantle, and maybe this on my staircase. It's just a whole room that's tied together. You want to make sure though that you keep your greenery consistent. If you're using flocked on the tree, you're going to use
flocked on your mantle. And even if you don't have a flocked garland, you can add flocked pieces in to tie that together. So it's just all about tying it to make it look coherent and just visually really pleasing because it's not all different. We also have to look at what kind of other elements that you might want to use on a mantle. So that would include some garlands and some things that drape, florals that are going to work well on the mantle. Again, when we're looking at our theme, it's not just about what's going on the tree, but what kind of florals, what kind of garlands, what kind of ribbon that also might look good on a mantle or to be used on a table scape. So there's a lot more decisions than I'm just decorating the tree.
Absolutely, you're decorating the whole house.
That's right.
When people walk through our doors, they just see the magic.
They don't know or see the months of planning, the thousands of decisions, and really sometimes the excruciating decisions of if it's going to stay or not, because I want to keep everything.
I do too. But you know what? After all the decisions and everything's done and we start putting it up, my heart still starts racing because I just love it. It's just so gorgeous and so pretty, and I love Christmas.
I love Christmas too. So if you love Christmas as much as we do, then keep following. So anything that you might have seen today, look for those products to start rolling in around August time on our website, and they will be up for grabs. So get ready.
Grab the one you like.
And don't forget, friends, we ship anywhere in the United States. Not international yet, but we have a brand new website that's in the works right now. So hopefully, cross our fingers, that's going to be done soon and we will be able to ship internationally. So just stay tuned. We're not international yet, but don't forget, friends that are international, we have not forgotten you.
We've heard you and we're working on it.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching our video today, and we want to hear from you. So leave us a comment and let us know, what do you think about this whole process that we just showed you? Our insider top secret information that we've never shared before, and we want to know what you found interesting about this video and what other videos you might like to see or what other information you might want to hear from us.
Thanks for watching.